Home sweet home, the great American dream. The acquisition of land has been the process by which wealth is built in American history. We can see how important land is by how the US government showed avarice in its land treaties with Mexico and several Indian tribes on the continent, namely the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, which was meant to maintain possession of the ancestral lands for the Mexicans. The American government didn't live up to their end of the bargain. As we know, once land is obtained, a landowner can now build a house, a family home, and that land and home can then be passed on to generations in the family. And also, we know that the sale and purchase of real estate is a gain for the wealthy. In the early 1980s, Ronald Reagan signed into law the Economic and Recovery Act. This act allowed for private enterprises to incentivize tax credits to build multifamily communities that would be occupied by low-income families. This act not only provided economic growth in the private sector, but it also gave needy families much-needed stability in the form of clean, safe, decent, and affordable housing. This act is responsible for additional government programs that aid the poor. Social and supportive services are monitored by the Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs. They are aimed to improve the quality of life for these economically challenged individuals and families. Unfortunately, this entitlement was not enough to prevent the housing crash in the early 2000s. The effects of the market crash caused an immediate increase in homelessness nationwide. During the housing crisis, there was a greater need to provide housing to the poor and the economically challenged. The housing crisis and the market crash gave room to tent cities nationwide. According to CNN, there are still tent cities present today in Dallas, Houston, and other major metropolitan areas. So you might ask yourself, how is it that this low-income housing tax credit program is going to benefit? Well, for an investor, the housing tax credit program grants them a dollar-for-dollar tax break on their tax liability. The program offers modern, clean, affordable, decent housing to middle and lower income families. There are many programs that are used to afford housing for the population. Some are geared more towards families. Some are geared towards the elderly and the disabled. The program is designed to move economically challenged families into stable neighborhoods that would traditionally have better schools, funding, and resources already built into their communities. State and other government agencies regulate compliance of the federal programs, calling for social, family skills, education, and other factors for the tenants of those affordable housing properties. The low-income housing tax credit program is a win-win situation. It allows for the economically challenged to have an opportunity to grow and better themselves without the need to worry about housing affordability. It also aids in the development of communities by providing social programs. Investors gain much desired tax relief by tangible means. I hope that this presentation gives you a better understanding of what affordable housing is and what it does for those who need it. Thank you.